Namaskaram.
Hello and welcome back to our channel today. We're observing the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. The theme for 2024 is Amplifying the Leadership of Persons with Disabilities for an Inclusive and Sustainable Future, focusing on empowering differently abled individuals as leaders and change makers. Stay with us as we explore the challenges faced by differently abled individuals, their rights, the types of disabilities, and what we can do together to create a more inclusive and sustainable society. What is the International Day of Persons with Disabilities? Celebrated every year on December 3rd, the International Day of Persons with Disabilities promotes the rights and well being of differently abled individuals in all spheres of society. Established by the United Nations in 1992, this day emphasizes empowering persons with disabilities to take leadership roles and contribute to shaping an inclusive and sustainable future. What is a person with disability? According to the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, a person with a disability is someone who has long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments which, in interaction with barriers, hinder their full and effective participation in society on an equal basis with others. The Act recognizes disabilities caused by physical limitations, chronic health conditions, neurological conditions, mental illnesses, and developmental delays. This inclusive definition ensures that support extends to a broad spectrum of conditions, promoting equity and accessibility. The meaning of differently abled. The term differently abled was introduced in the 1990s as a more positive alternative to terms like disabled or handicapped. The idea was to emphasize that people with disabilities have different abilities, not necessarily fewer abilities. Many differently abled individuals excel in fields such as singing, drawing, writing, researching, studying, and more. This term reminds us to focus on abilities and potential rather than limitations. Types of disabilities. The Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016 recognizes 21 types of disabilities in India. Some of these include physical disabilities, such as locomotor disabilities, including cerebral palsy and spinal cord injuries, visual impairment, including blindness and low vision hearing disabilities, such as deafness and hard of hearing, intellectual disabilities, including autism, Down syndrome, and specific learning disabilities, mental illness, chronic neurological conditions such as Parkinson's disease. Understanding these diverse conditions helps us better support and empower differently abled individuals. Rights of persons with disabilities. Persons with disabilities have the right to live with dignity and participate fully in society. Key international and national frameworks protect these rights. UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, CRPD, Advocates for Equal Rights and Opportunities, the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, India, recognizes 21 types of disabilities and mandates accessibility, education, and employment rights. These laws aim to break down barriers and build a more inclusive world. Initiatives for inclusion. Many global and Indian initiatives promote inclusion for persons with disabilities. Accessible India Campaign, Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan, aims to create accessible infrastructure, public transport, and ICT systems. Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation Scheme provides financial assistance to NGOs for empowering persons with disabilities. Inclusive education programs. Schools are being adapted to accommodate children with disabilities through training and infrastructure. Assistive technology. Innovations like screen readers, hearing aids, and prosthetics enhance independence and quality of life. These efforts embody the theme of amplifying the leadership of persons with disabilities. Challenges faced by differently abled individuals. Differently abled individuals face numerous challenges. Accessibility. Inaccessible public spaces, transport, and technology hinder their independence education. Limited inclusive education opportunities restrict academic growth. Employment discrimination and lack of accommodations prevent career advancement. Social stigma, negative perceptions and stereotypes create barriers to social inclusion. By addressing these challenges, we can create an equitable and dignified society for all. What can we do as individuals? We can promote awareness, educate ourselves and others about disabilities and inclusivity, support accessibility, advocate for ramps, elevators, and assistive technologies in public spaces. Volunteer and donate, help organizations working to empower differently abled individuals. Challenge stigma, treat differently abled individuals with respect and empathy. Every action counts in building an inclusive and supportive community. What can governments do? Governments play a crucial role in creating a more inclusive society. Key initiatives can include constructing ramps and accessible buildings, ensuring all public spaces comply with universal design standards, inclusive education policies, providing special educators and accessible learning materials in schools, employment opportunities, enforcing quotas and incentives for hiring differently abled individuals, accessible public transport, adapting buses, trains, and stations to accommodate mobility aids, assistive technologies, subsidizing hearing aids, wheelchairs, and other devices. India's Accessible India campaign, Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan, is a step in this direction, focusing on building accessible infrastructure and digital systems, helplines, and support systems. If you or someone you know needs assistance, India has several helplines and support systems. National Disability Helpline, dial 141456 for information and support. Rehabilitation Council of India offers training and resources for differently abled individuals, NGOs and support groups. Organizations like NCP-EDP and Enable India work tirelessly to empower differently abled individuals. These resources are here to ensure no one feels alone or unsupported. Stories of inspiration. Me Priya, a visually impaired individual who broke barriers to become a renowned teacher, and Karthik, who represented India in wheelchair basketball. Their inspiring stories show us that differently abled individuals have immense potential waiting to be unlocked with the right opportunities. Call to action. This International Day of Persons with Disabilities, let's pledge to advocate for accessibility and inclusivity, support NGOs and government initiatives, foster a society that respects and empowers differently abled individuals. Together, we can turn the theme Amplifying Leadership for an Inclusive and Sustainable Future into reality. Thank you for watching and being part of this conversation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more impactful content. Let's build a world where every ability is celebrated and valued. See you next time.
Namaskaram.